This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 875. I am Brian Kilby, and my knee has been repaired. It's kind of gross. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999, and my brand spanking new knee since 2024. Actually, I don't have a new knee.
It's more like refurbished.
Yeah, like they went in. I didn't know they could do this. He used I don't know, some sort of probe or a laser or something and reshaped the ligament. Like I didn't know that was possible. But he completely fixed my meniscus. Nobody cares about this, but he completely fixed my meniscus. And apparently my ACL was jacked up too. So here he said in 6 weeks I should have basically like a new knee. My cartilage and everything's good. I don't need a knee replacement or anything. So I'll be able to walk again. Brian Kilby, that was Chris a second ago.
Yes.
Rob's here.
Do new knees count as ham sandwiches?
I probably should have saved it.
Yeah.
Probably should have saved it. Matt.
Hello.
Donald.
Hey.
Diecast is not here.
But we do have our cast of thousands in the Discord watching live right now, tfradio.net/Discord, where Blade Raider says quite incisively, G1 Brian Kilby with knees.
Episode title, that's where it's going.
Yep.
So, hey, Don, I shouldn't do this. Like, if this was a radio broadcast, this would literally be against the FCC. No, it's not, because you're not. Okay, I put on your Blue Sky, which is HMRC 14VER, bsky.social. There's a toy convention next weekend. Are you available?
Probably not.
Dang it.
Yeah, we have my cousin had a kidney transplant, so we had to postpone our Easter. So we're looking at whether my in-laws might. No. But we did have some very nice corned beef for dinner. But
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, I cooked it in the crock pot. But
that's how I did mine this year.
That's the ideal way to do corned beef. I'm sorry, Don, what?
That's fine. The best thing was no cabbage. But we're looking at maybe my in-laws coming down for Easter, so that whole weekend is in this nebulous either of maybe.
Okay, well.
So I'm going to say no for right now.
If you're able to go, hopefully Triplet and I can go with you, and we can look at toys, and you can maybe find a Cryotech or something.
Well, this weekend I was at GalaxyCon in Richmond, and I saw lots and lots and lots of toys.
Well, why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, okay. GalaxyCon Richmond was this past weekend. I went with my Richmond, Virginia.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, and I went with my friend Fred.
Hey, Fred.
I've known,
Fred.
Yeah, y'all. Those of you attend the wedding, y'all met Fred. He was one of my groomsmen. I've known Fred for probably 30 years. He's my oldest friend, other than the guys from high school. And we went and we stayed all 3 days. Friday was more just walking around, getting used to the place, looking at some panels, but we were both really tired from the drive and everything. So we kind of cut it out early, went to Red Lobster and went ahead and went back to the hotel. Saturday was a pretty heavy day. I got in line for Peter Cullen autograph line. He had a panel that was the Peter Cullen experience, that you had a private panel with him, not one-on-one, of course, but a private room panel, photo opportunity, signature autograph opportunity, and I think he did a voice recording of your choice. But that was also $300 in addition to the ticket. So I did not do that, but he did have a autograph line down there. I missed a couple of panels waiting in line for that, but it was worth it, which I'll show off later.
Any toys?
Yes, I saw an AFA graded G1 Megatron for $900. I saw
what was the grade? Because $900 is pretty good for that.
Yeah, I couldn't dig it
for a graded one. Yeah.
I couldn't dig it out.
Box, right? It's not like one of those weird, like where somebody grades a loose toy.
No, it was boxed, but the box had some visible damage on it that was like small tear
sealed
corners.
G1 Megatron for $900 is a bargain.
I don't.
AFA
Again,
graded is even
I
better.
couldn't get the way he had the setup. It was like a puzzle piece, and there was stuff stacked around it, so I couldn't take it off the shelf.
Steal it.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
But I want to say it was like somewhere in the high 70s or low 80s, somewhere in there.
That was an extraordinarily good price. I don't collect AFA stuff, but that would have been a good
Yeah.
price for that.
But I mean, it's nice seeing that. I did see a very rare piece of Brave merchandise. I did not get it because of the price, but
was
I
it?
did. Um, in Japan, there was a series called Fight Bird, which was one of the Brave series, and they had a combiner team that turned into a very defensor kind of robot.
Mhm.
But it was a 3-member team: Guard Star, Guard Rescue, and Guard Fire. But I have the Sonicon version, which is just as good
Yeah.
as the Takara version. So, and he wanted $500. The best price he would take would be 400 cash, and that was literally the day after. That was the day after Omega Prime funded. So it was
And you
like
got 7 of those, even though the limit was 5.
no, no,
Well, yeah, 5 for him and 2 for the wife.
Yeah.
Like that's how you.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. I know. I just got
That's why
3
he got
Omega.
married. So
I
you can get
just got-
extra Omega Primes.
Yeah, I just got 3 Omega Primes, and that was it. But no, the show was great. The thing is, though, there was a lot of anime there that I had no clue
This is
what
a
it
Transformers
was.
podcast. I'm really more interested
I
in the
know.
Transformers they have.
I know. Not a lot of Transformers. A lot of the Kotobukiya figures, the Transformer Kotobukiya figures,
I don't know.
ranging
Tell me what that is, Don, because I don't know what that is.
Okay, Kotobukiya does small, highly detailed statuettes, maybe 6 to 10 inches tall.
Are these the Transformers women?
Yeah,
Oh God!
Yeah,
Never.
the
It's fine. You don't have to tell us about that.
yeah. I'm just saying there was a lot of those there. Some were reasonably priced, some were outrageous. But
Truly,
not-
truly.
it's truly outrageous. Yeah, but it was very, very anime heavy.
Most
and
conventions
not
are
a-
these days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we saw a bunch of nice stuff, but it's those one of a kind sort of pieces, and it's like they had price tags to sort of match. But I bought some stuff that I mentioned in our Patreon exclusive pre-show. If you want to find
TF Radio.
I think I was going to do that. Thank you, Brian. But it was a lot of fun. We didn't go back on Sunday because downtown Richmond is full of parking decks that are always full. And the only one we could find was about 5 blocks away, and we had to park and walk.
Oh, that sucks.
So on Sunday, we were like, this free breakfast at the hotel is nice, but we're tired. We don't feel like going back downtown. Because we both knew there was stuff there we wanted to buy but shouldn't. So plus mostly it was not wanting to fight downtown even on a Sunday and walk 5 blocks. So I had a lot of fun, saw a lot of great stuff, went to a couple of panels. I missed the Jim Source. Was it Jim Source, I believe? Panel.
Jim was there?
I believe it was I'll have to look at my it was one of the early G1 writers.
Jim Sorensen is not an early G1 writer.
Okay,
Jim
no,
Sorensen's
I'm
a
trying
friend
to
of ours.
I know. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Wrote some really good books.
Yeah, a lot of great
Yeah,
books.
who were other than Buddy Ansky? Who were some of the other people?
Transformers?
Yeah, Marvel G1.
I mean,
Well,
like
Budiansky, Furman. That's
Denny
pretty much your
O'Neil
comic
wrote-
writers.
was it Denny O'Neil who wrote the miniseries? Who was it wrote the?
Denny O'Neil's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that would be a problem
Who
too.
who wrote the miniseries? Budiansky was the editor, not the writer.
What is that man's name? He created Rocket Raccoon. I cannot.
I can't. I just can't remember.
He
Denny O'Neil's
passed
did
away
DC,
recently
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll look it up and I'll post it on my Twitter. But I missed that panel and I missed the Thundercats and Comics panel because I was in Peter Cullen's line, so I had to sacrifice. But I did see a panel with 2 of the actors from the Netflix One Piece live action series. Went to a Godzilla panel. Went to a nerd battle. Who would win? Like the Enterprise versus the Death Star. Or the TARDIS versus Bill and Ted's phone booth, or
Rufus.
Yeah, things like that. Fun little panels like that. I think one of the best things was we actually found a Subway about 400 feet from the convention center, and we actually was able to get lunch because you couldn't take any food
Wow.
in with you. And the cheapest meal at the restaurant in the convention center was an $18 chicken sandwich. just a chicken sandwich, and that's it. Fred was feeling a little tired, so he got a Gatorade and a Snickers. That was $8.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah, there you
but
go.
had a lot of fun. I got to talking to a lot of people in line with Peter Cullen. Talked to Brett Spiner. His line was relatively short, and so I didn't get anything autographed. I just told him that I appreciate his work on Next Generation. Data was a standout character, but I've loved him ever since his first appearance on Night Court. Is when I first was exposed to him, and that I just thanked him for being a really great guy and bringing so much joy to so many people for so long. I just wanted to
Did
thank
you
him for that.
compliment him on being Puck on Gargoyles too?
I'm trying to remember. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And it was
Yes, I did. Well, see, the stuff he had there to sign was one of them was Puck, which jarred my memory because I'd forgotten about that. I was thinking Data and Night Court. Puck didn't pop in my head till I saw the thing,
while
but that was nice.
yeah, while Don was talking about the onion on his belt, I looked it up and it was Ralph Macchio, and I cannot remember Ralph Macchio's name.
The
I'll
Karate
look-
Kid?
Not Daniel LaRusso.
Not
Different
Daniel
Ralph
Russo,
Macchio.
the writer at Marvel.
I will look it up and I will post it on my Twitter because this isn't going to bug me till I read who it was. But no, I had a really great time. Fred had a good time. He found some GI Joe 25th anniversary figures that he got a real good deal on. I found a Battlestar Galactica from Eagle Moss that he really wanted, and I was able to get it a little bit cheaper for him. So yeah, just a lot of fun. It was nice to get out and geek out for a weekend.
That is awesome,
All right,
Don.
well-
I'm glad to hear that.
That was the news. Let's go to what we got this week.
So Don touched on the Omega Prime thing there, and we have a theory. We have a working theory that Diecast is not here because he didn't want to get the whole Omega Prime like shoved back in his face. Diecast was the one that's like, this isn't a real HasLab. And if you remember his like, I edited like if you're a listener, non-patron, the version of his rant the week that we learned about this, I trimmed that down. So his full unadulterated thoughts are much worse than what
And
you
available to all our
heard at
patrons.
patreon.com/tfradio.
I feel like since he's not here, I feel obligated to mention that he did order it anyway.
yeah,
he
he bought
did.
one anyway.
Yes.
Which tells you how much he disapproved of it because he only backed the one as far as
Well,
we know.
Yeah, buying
far
one of
as we know,
something for
last week-
diecast is like buying zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He may have jumped in and ordered a second one. We don't know yet. So-
Right. So I collected some stats here. So Omega Prime, the final tally on the page is 28,230, which makes it the most successful Transformers HasLab since HasLab started with Unicron way back now. But what's more interesting is it also makes it the second most successful HasLab period.
Following
so-
Galactus,
yeah,
and it
Galactus-
just edged out the Razor Crest.
Yeah, Galactus ended with almost 31,000. The Razor Crest only fell short of Omega Prime by about 100 backers. So like it's all within a tight little grouping there. But yeah, like there's a lot of these HasLabs that are up in the like mid 20,000s for their final totals. But like the Transformers ones the last three Transformers ones have been really successful compared to even the like more mainstream properties like the Marvel and Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I think Death Source fell short of Omega Prime by like 800, somewhere around there, rough number.
27,442 versus 28,230.
Yeah.
The Sky Striker is one of the lowest scoring ones of ones that actually like passed their goal at 15,035.
I was backer number 1 or 2 on that one, which I was able to demonstrate like with the screenshot.
Yeah.
I
And then you sold
I
it.
sold it. I never even opened it.
Jim
Don?
Shooter is who it was.
Jim
Oh,
Shooter.
cool.
Okay.
Oh, former
Yeah, he was the
editor-in-chief.
editor-in-chief at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went.
Sorry, that
Yeah,
The editor in chief, as was the style at the time.
the style at the time. What was he? He left to do that. What Warriors of Plasm or whatever comic at was it Valiant that he did?
I think it was Valiant.
Yeah, he wound up editor in chief at Valiant, and I think a couple other places too.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let me go first, then we can answer Matt. The question was, I canceled my backing of this a couple weeks ago, and I said I would probably end up backing it anyway. So the answer is, I'm not sure.
Unicron.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure. I used my prepaid little card.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any money on it. I had like $5 on it. So what I was wanting to do was end up doing PayPal pay in 4. And I just had it on that, and I was hoping it would let me pay with PayPal. Well, I got a notification that payment was made successfully. And then I got an email notification from PayPal saying it wasn't made successfully. But right now at Hasbro Pulse, when I log in, it said it's paid for. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see.
See, my guess for Brian was that yes, he pre-ordered it, and upon receiving it, would immediately have buyer's remorse and sell it.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible. I do love the last 2 Transformers HasLabs. Unicron, I have a like-hate relationship with it, but Star Saber and why can't I think? Thesaurus. I really like, but yeah. So Matt, what did you end up doing?
What do you think I ended up doing, Brian?
I bet you okay. So if I remember this correctly, you have the you have the original, right? Or is it Rob that has the
I
original
have Prime.
box? Okay.
I have Prime. I don't have Magnus.
Okay, so what I think happened, Matt did not back the HasLab, but he did go on eBay and buy Robots in Disguise 2001 Ultra Magnus.
That's smart.
Rob, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm gonna say you probably didn't.
Dawn.
I'm going to say you probably got one, and then you're going to be looking for a original Magnus just so you can have the 2 side by side.
Rob is correct. I did not back the HasLab.
Okay.
That is a perfectly valid option.
I didn't
It's a
either.
weird. Yeah, it's a weird one. Like, I sat there and watched the page. I was watching, the minutes count down, and I was actually trying to talk myself into it, which is really weird because I'm usually trying to talk myself out of stupid purchases. But I was actually trying to talk myself into it, like trying to talk myself into FOMO. And like the more I looked at the pictures, all I could see was the stuff I didn't like about it.
Mhm.
So, like, if you like this HasLab, more power to you. Congratulations. I am happy it funded. I am happy for the design team, but I skipped this one.
Yeah.
I skipped this one because just I have the original toy. I still don't like the look of Ultra Magnets despite the improvements.
terrible.
It is tax season, and even freelancers that don't make much generally pay taxes, which is what I am about to
Yeah.
have to do. So I let that go.
I want to touch back on, I'm super happy for the team that worked on this on both sides of the ocean, because like a lot of the times we're used to seeing the HasLabs increase the backer counts in like big bursts every little while. This had a really steady growth the whole time. There was a jump right at the end to get up to that 28,000 and change, but like it was a really steady progression from start to almost the finish. And like that's I think that's a much stronger looking performance than most HasLabs actually get. So like that's got to reflect well on everybody who was involved in getting this going and running the campaign.
So I'm negotiating with my wife to go to Jolana this weekend, by the way, via text. So if I like go silent for a second, she says we can go.
Oh, good.
Apparently Jolana's this weekend, which I didn't realize. So I have to figure out if it's reasonable to do so.
Mhm.
Okay. So Don, you're about to say something about
Oh no! What I was going to say is, well, I got 3. So there's that. One for, just 3 was the number that I need in my head for my collection. But as long as if people have the original and they don't see the value in upgrading it, I totally get that. But I hope people that did not back this because they felt it wasn't a worthy part of the 40th anniversary, that it should have been something else.
Diecast
I
says
hope
hi. Diecast says hi.
I just hope that you will see that with these numbers, not everything has to be what you want. It doesn't have to be G1. It doesn't have to be Devastator. I just want people to understand that there's room in this fandom for
I
everybody.
feel like that was a shot at me, Don.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because you backed it because you have the
No,
original.
I didn't back it.
No,
and I don't have the original. I'm just saying
I'm
that
saying you've got
Devastator remark,
Prime.
that feels kind of personal, Don.
No, it's not. It's not because we are
Well-
getting Devastator.
Well, Matt, at least he remembered you existed, unlike Brian a few weeks ago.
This is true.
So I mean, I want people to back it because they have the original. They don't like something about Magnus, whatever the case may be. I don't want someone to not back something out of spite because they can't feel happy that other people are getting something they want, and that's what this fandom does not need.
Yeah,
I get
it's not for me. It's not for me, but I'm super happy for everybody that likes it.
Yeah.
Same. And I'm really happy to see the enthusiasm amongst all the designers for this, for, the people who worked on the original who get to go back to it. That is, and, make improvements. That is a great thing. And my personal soapbox is, if I were Hasbro and I saw the kind of numbers that this pulled, I might be, I personally would be inclined to go to my legal department and see if there could be anything could be done about untangling the broadcast rights of Robots in Disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And I saved $250.
I
Yes.
think the best cap off to this is our friend Eric Crownover in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. I'm hyped. I'm getting my first Omega Prime with the best HasLab so far. Like
Nice.
that's exactly what we're talking about. This is target audience stuff right here. This, the people who aren't hung up on everything being G1 and this 40th anniversary kind of stuff is for them. As much as it is for us.
I am hung up on everything being G1. That's just, I'm 44 years old. I grew up with G1.
And
I love it. I have Star Saber. I have Death Source. They are marvelous. And yes, I wanted that to continue. Like, I want a Sky Gary. I want a Leo Kaiser. I want those types of things that are only going to happen through HasLab. But I am not the only collector out there.
Yeah.
And the fact that this did do so well, it makes it more likely we will see more Transformers related HasLabs sooner rather than later.
Yeah, coming
I bet
in
next year is Gigatron. They did Star Saber and then they did Death Source as a follow-up. I'm betting the next one is Gigatron. We'll find out in about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then sometime in the distant future, I can just envision HasLab Energon Optimus Prime.
That I'd probably go in for.
I do
Grand
not want
Convoy.
everything. I do not want everything to end up being an Optimus Prime. That is my greatest fear for HasLab.
I will admit,
As soon as this surpassed Death Source, I felt like a sinking feeling. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
I would not mind in like 2 or 3 HasLabs down the road. I wouldn't mind seeing a Rail Racer / JRX. I think.
Yeah, I think that would be a good project. Actually,
and that would be a good relative. Like if they were like Voyager price a piece, or
oh no, I meant that the HasLab that'd be a good project.
no,
Those things would be terrible
that's what
at
I mean.
retail.
But I'm saying if they did it at like a Voyager level to make sure they got enough stability, but I don't want to, as much as I love RID 2001, I don't want it to be all RID 2001.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see a HasLab. This is going to sound dumb, but this is me. I like to see a HasLab Botanica. Or just,
okay, we should just stop.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
not
want
what
to see HasLab fail, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying
something to unthrone Cookie Monster as the most embarrassing failure in the project's
So there
history.
was
or Hell Charger.
So like with the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary, they did the little box sets of like the scenes, like Duke with the flag and the rocket pack. There was an underwater one that had like seaweed. That's the closest that we'll ever get to Botanica. We'll never get anything closer than that, I don't think. So
maybe Chia Pet will license her.
So, heads up for people who care, which Sean and Joey and Rob, Rob Springer. As long as the border can board my dogs, it looks like we're going to Jolana this weekend. So yes,
Cool.
yeah. I didn't realize it until Kim mentioned
Nice.
it. That's the reason I thought I could get away with it. Kim was like, "Is Jolana this weekend?" I'm like, "I don't know." So, yay. Okay. Let's see.
So, Hasbro is going to introduce a new packaging style for their collector lines,
This hit-
including Transformers.
This hit last night, and Diecast was so excited about this that he sent an email to our
Yeah,
internal mailing list.
Yeah, Hasbro sent him the press release about that. He forwarded on to the rest of us, so we could be looped in. So they don't have any sample images up yet of the new Transformers packaging. The G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Marvel stuff, though, they're saying is all going to follow a similar aesthetic. So, like, they will fit together better for in-package collectors when displayed collectively. The main takeaway here, like one of the things they call out is sturdier packaging materials. So I'm hoping that means that the cardboard thickness on the boxes is going to be a little bit greater than what it's been the last little while, because that stuff's been pretty flimsy. But also they're putting the plastic windows back on the open front packaging.
Much to the surprise of no one at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I applaud their intention in wanting to go plastic free, because plastic is the big lie in terms of recyclability and everything. It's bad for the environment. But also having just those big open gaps in the front of the toys has been not a great
It's been
thing
bad.
for. It's been really bad, and they've had to take
Because
more
people
and more
are jerks.
and they've had to take more and more measures with Transformers in particular, where they have stuck to having those open faces on the packages to keep the toys secured and keep, pieces of them from leaving the premises through whatever means. And yeah, it's been becoming a worse and worse look, and going back to the plastic is unfortunately the best option, because I don't think any of us want to have fully enclosed packaging at the smaller price points, because that just introduces all kinds of new problems.
So yeah, so it just occurred to me that I collect mint and sealed box toys. If it's vintage, I don't keep like a deluxe, Generations toy and keep it in the open faced box necessarily. But it occurs to me that if we're going to talk about Legacy Gears, I think later. If I took that Legacy Gears toy and I kept it mint and sealed box, and 25 years from now I want to open it, I'm going to find dead ladybugs in there. I'm going to find dead spiders in there.
Yeah,
It's just gross. So, yeah, this is for the best. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus there's also a issue, like, as people that collected Lightning Collection, there was a hard way of not
Past
once
tense.
yeah,
Past tense.
right.
Yeah.
But there was not an easy way to see the face sculpts if there were missing eyebrows, missing
Usually that was for the
ears.
best,
What-
because
Yeah,
those
I
face
mean,
sculpts
well,
were terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but-
like Lightning Collection is past tense, but until they do these packaging changes, that is the current condition for the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff in the
Right.
collector's lines.
Marvel's already changed back.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so like, for example, the Falcon figure from Classified, that's not a good face. And if there's damage on that face or missing paint apps, it'll look like the guy from Goonies if you're not careful, but you can't tell.
Falcon Love Duke.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, but really, in terms of things, if they left out like those little white pieces of paper that come in all the Transformers that have whatever's on them, if that's not really necessary from a legal standpoint, just don't have those in there. 6 million pieces of paper could counterbalance the cost of the plastic windows returning, things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they always presented removing the plastic windows as an environmentalism thing rather than a cost issue. And like, obviously that would have saved them a little bit to not have to put the plastic in, but I don't think that was a make or break kind of thing for them. They were going for some better optics as much as they were trying to save any costs on that little bit of packaging material, I think.
All right, but I'm just saying if putting this plastic back is costing a little bit more per figure, I'm sure they can find.
Yeah, I think they have
you
to have
know-
those white slips in there for legal purposes. So I don't think that's a area they can cut. What they could
Yeah.
do, though, maybe is not have all the accessories wrapped in the giant wad of toilet paper anymore.
I'll be honest, I would love to see the stands go away. If that drops the price a little bit for all these Studio Series figures, do y'all know anyone that actually uses those stands for display?
Oh, the backdrops.
Yeah, I mean
That's
they're
just
nice,
a Studio Series thing.
but I know, but I'm just mean,
I've never done that.
I don't know of anyone that actually has used
I don't have
them.
room for that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
I
that
have
is-
them all. I haven't used any because I just don't have room for backdrop displays.
I feel like that is something that could probably be dropped, and nobody would really complain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably so.
Sean uses the backdrops.
I bet he does.
I might complain just to be contrary.
Well, yes. I
Fair.
mean, we of
Because
course
it's
have
only
to.
it's only done for Studio Series. It's part of the line at this point, but eventually, I mean, yeah, it'll go away.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because
like I like some of the backdrops, like the Planet Junk backdrop is cool looking. It's nice to have that up to a point just for the little bit of scenery. I really like the Autobot City backdrop Ultra Magnus had because that one's really big. The problem is though
There's a lot of
Junkion-
reuse.
Yeah, the Junkion ones are reused. Even that Autobot City one, it's just a larger or maybe more expanded version of the same thing that came with Jazz and Perceptor. No, Jazz came with Moonbase 1. Perceptor had that though, and Blur had that. So yeah, I mean that's a lot of the problem with that is just there's not a lot of different ones because anything that comes from vaguely the same series or from the same part of a scene, they're going to have the same backdrop, and it does just kind of get. You certainly don't need to keep all of them if you're keeping them. Like you can just keep like a unique one, and then the rest of them are just kind of a waste.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they'd done ones where the scenes connected and you could keep the characters from from the same scene side by side without having repetition. But I'm sure that
Yeah.
would cost way
It's-
too much.
As far as I know, they did that because I threw them all away. I would have no idea whether that was the case or not.
It was a cool gimmick in 2018 or whenever Studio Series debuted. I'm amazed that they're still trying to keep that up now 6 years later.
God, that's sad. That's scary.
Studio Series is the longest running unchanged sub-branding of Transformers, as far as I can tell.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Hasbro to present at WonderCon in Anaheim with new Studio Series reveals. Do we know what they're going to
Maybe.
be?
Well, maybe this will finally be when we see Swoop.
Me swoop, no see nothing.
Yeah. Well, so far that's been the case.
Well, yeah, no, we won't see anything because none of us live in California and therefore cannot go to Anaheim.
Yeah, we got an invitation. We got an invitation. I should have. None of us are there. I should have went to our Discord and checked to see if somebody could go. But sorry. Next time we get an invitation where nobody is local, I may throw that out to our Discord, which is another reason to go to tfradio.net/Discord.
Mhm. Also,
You
tonight
could
during
be
the
our
show,
on-site correspondent.
Yes.
we've got all kinds of fan art of Don's old apartment in here with various
Yes.
celebrities appearing in it. The latest is Robert Stack.
Yep.
Excellent.
He's asking Don to open the door. Damn it, open. Okay.
Rod Serling was in there a little while ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just as a quick off-topic aside, I'm pretty sure that I've read they're also going to be showing some new Ghostbusters toys at WonderCon. So
I hope they're real Ghostbusters. Otherwise, I don't care.
I might be interested in a few like plasma series things in the new movie, depending, but we'll see.
I'd love it if this was the reveal of Hasbro getting the license to do Filmation's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm hoping for, but I don't think we'll see it anytime soon.
No, I really don't,
Visionaries?
Don. Why don't you tell us what it is?
Oh, Extreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's everybody's first episode. I mean, somebody's first episode. They have no idea what you're
Yes, I
talking
mean, yes, that was a piece of advice Jim Shooter had for comic writers.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
every issue is somebody's first issue.
about. Yep. So we got what is potentially our first look at the Bumblebee Hot Wheels toy.
Yeah.
And it is underwhelming.
So this is Hot Wheels' existing Volkswagen Beetle body shell. Obviously in full yellow and with an Autobot badge on the hood. So, it's very plausible for this to be a genuine thing, but it's also like the easiest custom somebody could do to try to pass off as being real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But since it's Hot Wheels and they use licensed models,
Yeah.
it's going to look like this.
Well, yeah, because this is the Hot Wheels Volkswagen body.
Unless, like, I don't think that they're going to do the animated, almost Volkswagen model.
I mean, that would be really interesting if they did run, the Penny Racer style for the mini bots.
But, like, would that damage the reputation of Volkswagen?
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if they still work with Volkswagen and Hasbro on that choice, like that could be done probably with no repercussions to them in the long term. The other thing is, since they have a Volkswagen body that Volkswagen has approved of for their use already, like why would they do anything else but that?
yeah. Paladin's, like, underwhelming. So it's a Hot Wheels toy.
Largely, yeah.
Yeah, fair. Let's see here.
You want to talk about underwhelming?
Hot Wheels skate, Transformer finger shoes, and skateboards.
Yeah.
What?
Every
Yeah.
couple of years, these things come back,
Yeah,
and
like so we had
it's
these
weird.
in the 90s, but I don't remember
And-
having finger shoes. I just remember the skateboard that you use your fingers with.
No, there was
Yeah.
some that had the skateboard had like shoes built on to the top of the skateboard, so it's like they were permanently affixed, and you just stuck your fingers in there like they were legs. But I don't remember what brand it was, but I remember those.
I mean, points to the designers for giving Megatron like G2 Hero Megatron colored shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are they're purple, they're teal. They've even got the like bright orange in the laces. It looks like so.
Yeah, I'm not feeling these.
No.
Somebody out there would love them, though. They'll be great for Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yes.
off on a shelf one more time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some kid out there will not have a clue what Transformers is, but he'll love that. Somebody posted additional photos of the Star Raiders capsule.
It was Mark Mayer.
So Mark posted it.
Yeah, what's notable here is it has the finalized deco for Lockdown. So what they had on the stream last week and what was in the initial product photos on Walmart's website was missing some of the paint apps on the hood of the car / the legs of the robot. So there's more green striping and the little spikes along the edges of the hood are picked out in silver. He also snuck in a little peek at part of Road Pig in here using the arms from that to extend Lockdown's legs.
I'm going to ask a dumb question because I'm not an expert on this. Is this based on the Revenge of the Fallen toy or the animated character?
The head was
Yeah, the head is very much the
Revenge of
movie
the Fallen,
redesign.
Hunt for the
Yeah.
Decepticons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate
Yeah,
it.
they even mentioned in the stream how it's not, based on animated Lockdown.
Okay.
And they did hint that like an animated Lockdown figure separate from this was a possibility.
At least it's not like the Last Night or whatever, whichever movie.
Yeah, no, it's not that Lockdown.
Yeah, that Lockdown looked awful. Okay. Cool. I mean, I like this better than I liked it before, but I think it's because of Mark's posing.
I've come around on a couple of these. I still am not a big fan of Cannonball because I'm just sick of that mold, but I do appreciate the sheer amount of remolding that went into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm a
got all
little-
the work done.
I'm a little surprised it sold out at several places, which it did kind of surprise
I'm
me.
not, because it is Lockdown.
No,
Like,
it's
it
not
is a
Cannonball.
Popular character. It's also, a weaponizer. Oh, Cannonball. Yeah.
Yeah, he sold out at several places, and I was like, really?
Filch
'Cause-
did too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Filch did.
Well, I ordered Filch and Ferric. I did not
I
get.
ordered Filch and Ferric as well.
I ordered
Yeah,
none
I
of
did
them.
not get.
Filch also has a lot of remolding on it.
Yeah.
This is a really remolded heavy wave for a store exclusive. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if that's something that Hasbro and Walmart worked together to make happen because, they were hoping that additional retooling on the toys might drive the sales a little bit better than the straight redecos have for the last couple of capsules before they would have been working on this.
It could also be why we only have 4 deluxes.
Well, I mean, probably yes, but probably also just seeing the performance up to that point, they want to, kind of limit this to even cases and one wave.
Yes, I really hope. Since there are 4 deluxes now, I sincerely hope they evenly pack the cases.
But Filch did come back in stock for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse a couple nights ago, and I was able to get a safety pre-order in for that, even though
That's
think
when
I'm
I
gonna-
got the pre-order in for
Okay.
Filch because it had been sold out the first time.
I don't think I'm going to have any problem just walking into one of the 2 Walmarts within like a half an hour, actually 3 within half an hour's drive of me, and just grabbing what I want immediately off the shelf. But just in case something does go weird with the case assortments or whatever, like I want to have that backup plan. Because like I like that Kingdom Air Razor mold a lot. That was one of my favorite of the Beast Wars redos. And it's technically a new character. It's a first time toy character from Robots in Disguise 2015, and it looks good in the retooling and the redeco they've done. Like, of anything, that's the thing I'm most interested in out of this capsule, enough to get it at like full price. Some of the other ones I will wait and probably hope for more reasonable clearance in the fullness of time.
Origins Wheeljack shipping to Target.
Street dated for March 31st.
So I guess I'll pick that up.
We have some pictures too of somebody who I guess got it around the street date and was able to get one when it showed up at their store. So we have actual pictures now of Origin Bumblebee being crammed inside of Wheeljack's truck mode.
Nice.
It does occupy every bit of the internal volume of Wheeljack.
They made it work.
They did. They
Yeah.
did. I mean, absolutely points to them for engineering that toy to fit that Bumblebee inside.
But it's only really useful if you really need to hide that Bumblebee somewhere.
Well, I mean, think about it though, that it does introduce some like economy of shelf space.
Yeah.
You can fit 2 complete toys in the volume that one toy occupies.
I mean, so that's something.
I'm
I
just
think. Oh, go ahead, Don.
I would say I'm just glad this person decided to post a picture of the DPCI so people can start looking for it, because too often people find stuff at Target or Walmart or whatever, and they will not post the information on like, well, what's the UPC or what's the DCPI or something, and it's like, I had one person tell me, "Hey, I found it on my own. You're on your own." It's like, you won't give me the number, and he said, "Yeah, why should I help anyone else?"
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, like, if you find these new toys and you post pictures, make sure if you would post the appropriate search number so we can search for them too. Because this guy lived in like Georgia, so
Rob Springer.
I don't think it was Rob, because his profile had a bunch of Georgia landmarks in it or something. It's like, we're not really in competition for the same figure, and you've already got one. He said, "It says not my job to help people. They're on
Well,
their
that was a
own."
long conversation you had with that jerk. I would have just.
No, no, it was like 2 tweets, and then I just gave up,
Oh.
because you can't talk to someone like that.
Okay, so aside from wearing onions in the belt, as was the style at the time, JT Prime mentions that pre-orders actually will go up tomorrow for Wheeljack.
Oh, I'll be at work.
I guess coinciding with the 3rd Hasbro stream.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, to Don's point about the the DPCI and the now the TCIN numbers, as far as I've heard, the online inventory lookup tools don't really work anymore. Like Target has just like shut down whatever access point
Yeah.
those websites were using. It
But
is
you can always, but
useful if you find like someone who's not busy in the store and can look that up for you. But a lot of the time, even if their little handheld says they have some on hand and they go look, like a lot of the time, either they genuinely cannot find it wherever it is, buried back there, or, they just like go back there for a couple minutes and don't want to actually try, and then they just come back and say they couldn't find it. But like even asking in person, even if you're not taking them away from like a lot of work they're doing anyway, it doesn't often work out well.
no,
So
but at least there's the option. And sometimes the DPCI hasn't been recycled properly yet, because I was looking for something not horribly long ago, but when they put the number in, it came up with as a Masters of the Universe figure from a couple of years ago. So, that was an odd coincidence. But if nothing else, at least we have the number. And always ask politely. Don't
Mhm.
demand, because you don't want to be that kind of toy collector.
Yeah, don't.
And if you see somebody, walking around doing their like polls for online orders that every retailer has now, leave them alone. Don't ask them for help. They're
Yeah.
on the schedule.
Yeah. A couple more things. Renegade Games reveals Transformers Robo Rally board game. I was thinking for a second that was that book that came out, the children's book that came out like in the 80s, the one with Megatron.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the Cadillac or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the one with Smiling Optimus Prime at the
Yes,
end too?
that's-
Okay.
I think it's the Great Robot Rally is what the title
Yeah,
is.
that's
I
the
think,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, but I thought I thought this was a reference to that, and I got
Oh,
excited.
I wish.
And no, it's just a board game.
Yeah.
Robo Rally, as I recall, is a board game that's been around for a good long time now.
Yeah, maybe it's fun. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't have anybody to play with. I don't want to play it with my kids because I think I love my kids, but like they don't have the patience for like board games.
Yeah,
They-
and this one looked kind of complicated too. There's a lot of little parts and
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely a
don't-
hobbyist board game from what I've seen over the years.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for board games. I'm not going to blame it on my kids. I just
well, and like no, that's fine. That we'll just leave it at that.
yeah. So the next thing,
When I was a kid, I was terrible to play board games with. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it too.
this next item I was so excited about until I clicked in and saw that it was Evergreen Designs Transformers Color Forms at Michael's. And I was thinking it would have been like G1, which of course it's not because they put Evergreen on everything.
Although
And
G1 box art color forms would be really cool.
that would be. Yeah, this is it is what it is. Like my local Dollar Tree has color forms. I don't know if it's the same level of trim that this is, but they'll have color forms there.
Yeah, this looks like it's, multiple backgrounds and a lot of the little, not sticker pieces, but, whatever you want to call it, the cutouts.
Yeah. And
I would imagine
Yeah.
the Dollar Tree ones are probably like single background and just
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about this. I haven't really dug too deeply into it, but the last news item, Super Groupies cross Transformers collaboration. So Super Groupies is apparently licensed apparel and such. There's a wallet, a hoodie, and a watch.
So the hoodie, you can actually bundle up and turn it into a bag.
Oh, that is interesting.
So it's a popple.
And the watches, when you switch, so there's 3 kinds of watch for Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron, and each one comes with a like colored plastic watch band or a linked silver metal watch band. And when you put the metal watch bands on those, like they all actually look really nice. I would actually, obviously these are outside my price range. They're very expensive and I don't wear watches because I have a phone. But like I would actually wear the Bumblebee or Megatron watches. They actually look genuinely nice to me.
$260. So we're not talking $100,000 at least.
No, but I mean that's still expensive for a watch.
I don't know if so. These are mechanical watches. I don't know if these would be good or not. I'll have to ask my friend.
Yeah,
Probably not. It's probably,
they're probably fine.
the wallet though is no, that's the hoodie. $120 for the wallet. Oh my gosh. No.
I mean, this is stuff out of Japan. Also, the economy of things is different.
But I still gotta pay
so
for it.
like,
Like they're not
no,
gonna sell it
I'm
to me
just
for $15.
yeah, no. For the equivalent stuff from Japan, like these prices are more normal to us. It's certainly like very steep.
I want to see if Temu has a Transformers wallet. I'll just do that.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Oh, here Amazon has one for $27. That's good enough. Ooh, a Star
Huh.
Trek wallet at AliExpress. That's
Ooh.
nice looking. Ooh, Etsy has like a Transformers wallets section. Okay, if I want a Transformers wallet, I have options.
What does the AliExpress Star Trek wallet look like?
It's leather. It has like the colored Starfleet Command logo. It's nice looking, and it's
Cool.
$10.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That's it for the news. Let's jump to what we got this week. Donald wants to go first.
Yes, I do. Show off a couple things before I get to my big stuff. Picked up. Where did you go? Oh, I found a animated Optimus at the Target near the hotel where you're staying. I have him, but as hard as he is to find and as good as he looks in both modes, I figured I would grab him.
I saw it at like 2
since
Walmarts this week. It's not
Really?
hard to find anymore. Yeah.
okay, because
Yeah, that assortment's been getting out more.
okay, well
Good.
that's good. That's good. It's just such a good looking figure. I thought I would pick it up, maybe double display him. The big thing that I got this week was, as I said, I went to GalaxyCon in Richmond, and I took my 25th anniversary Optimus Prime and had Peter Cullen sign it.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
And it says Autobots transform and roll out. He even added the ellipsis for that slight little pause that Prime usually did. And I told him, like I've told Mr. Spiner, that I appreciated his hard work, his dedication to the character, and the joy that he has brought so many people in the franchise.
You tell him
And
to
I
start
shook
using
his hand.
contractions again.
And I just thanked him for all that he's done with this character for this franchise, and that it meant a lot to me. And this means a lot to me as well to get him to sign. It was this or MP10, but I felt this was more iconic.
Which MP10 package? Which the
US. I've got the US version, but I think this was more appropriate for Mr. Cullen to sign. So this means the world to me, and I'm glad I was able to get it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's nice.
yeah. The next thing I got was Silverbolt.
Nice.
Whoa, where'd you get that?
Ah.
CMD store. They restocked. I ordered it Friday and got it today. A very well done figure.
Yeah, Don
Very
actually has
top-
opened this one amazingly enough.
Yeah, I made time today to sit down. I had a choice between open two of the figures that I got. Silverbolt took priority over the other one, but the plastic molding looks good. The bronze on the legs and the highlights look good on the wings. He does still have the clubs, although of course there's no missile firing gimmick. But they
Although
do.
that's good. Those things had an awful tendency to, go off.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
Polar Claw's shoulder. The wings are fine. These clips, these little circular clips that they used on Pterosaur, they're not as bad as they were on Pterosaur, but they're still a lot of glide to them. They don't flop around, but you're not getting any resistance when you move them. They're just like, they're not loosey goosey, but it's like you kind of are worried about over time they're going to droop a little bit.
A little bit of thread seal tape on the around the peg might help with that.
And that might,
Yeah.
and they might, and non-F or someone might do those clips like they did for Pterosaur as well, trying to add a little more stability. These don't pop off at all, because with Pterosaur you
Good.
just pop the wing and they just fly off like it's some kind of wing attack.
I mean, my Pterosaur didn't have that problem, but
Mine did.
Yeah. Everything pegs together nicely, and they've reached a nice balance, I think, between what you're seeing with Legacy as far as the cleverness of the transformation, but there's also a few cues back to the original figure that I think that just really it really works. Everything's well hidden except for the hands in beast mode, but that's what the original figure did too.
yeah.
So, and I'm sure there'll be kits that will come out that if that's that egregious for you, you can hide it. But I had this on order at Hobbyland in Japan because I was so worried about not getting one in the U.S. because of the way things have been selling out. Yes, they've been going back in stock, but I think Silverbolt is going to be one of them characters like Animated Optimus was initially, very hard to get. So I paid a little bit more at CMD store, but with the money compared to what I have to pay for shipping from HLJ,
Yeah, you probably
think I-
broke even.
I think I broke even or came out to the better.
So, Don, Blade Runner wants to know how much retooling does it have compared to the original Combiner Wars Silverbolt?
It's significant. It's significant, but I can see a lot of repaint potential in here as well.
Yeah, Windrazor, Universe
yeah,
Silverbolt.
Yeah, but I will buy every version of this. I love Silverbolt. I think it's a great figure, transforms well, great. The other figure I got from CMD store that I did not open because of Silverbolt was Sandstorm. Decided to go ahead again.
Nice.
Yeah, because Silverbolt was $3 above retail. Sandstorm was no, they both
Yeah.
were $2 above retail.
Weren't they? When I looked at the pages, it looked like they were SRP.
Well, he was 57. So
That's about okay. So maybe a
okay,
dollar
well, see,
over.
I thought they were still $54.99 in most places, so that's what I was going by. But shipping on both of those was $10, which I know would be a lot more from Japan, even with the yen
Yeah,
conversion that we have right now. So I just did not have time today. I had to get my windshield replaced again because it cracked.
No, Don, you have to save that for ham sandwiches.
Oh no.
Your churros don't cover that.
Yeah, well,
ham sandwiches, you guys.
okay, all right, okay.
We have rules.
Okay, so I am looking forward to getting them open. I wanted to get them open for the show. Didn't have time. Love it.
We'll hear about that next week.
Yeah, if
Maybe.
I have time. On topic, that's all I have for right now.
Cool. Is Matt still here? Did Matt drop?
Matt dropped.
Oh, sad. Rob?
Yeah, I got a couple of things that are on topic. First off, I finally got one of the Yolopark 10 centimeter model kits that Diecast had been talking about, the smaller ones. They are model kits in the sense that they come unassembled. They are basically really nice little action figures. Good articulation on them. Minor fit issues with a couple of the ball joints, one of which was an issue of just some mold flash needed removed, and the other one you just have to push the arm back on a little bit whenever you move it. I got the Megatron out of the assortment, and I may get some more of those when I can because they are pretty nice all in all. But yeah, just the only issue I have with it is because it is sold as a model kit. It comes with a bunch of extra hands, and I'm not really sure where to put them because since it comes unassembled in the package, it's in a nice like a little vacuum form tray. You can't put it back in the box once you've assembled it. So yeah, that's just a thing. Again, this was like $13 for a nice little like 4.5 inch tall figure. That's with better articulation than probably than a red figure, but that's just my guess because I haven't gotten any of those. But yeah, really nice figure. We'll probably get more. Hope they do more because I could see myself having a few of those, especially at only $13 a piece. The other thing I got was I did get Toxitron because it was like $30. We were talking about it during the show last week. And yeah, got it for I think 30 something and shipping. was like, I think it was like 37 after shipping. I'm sorry, I am a space case today. It's been a weird day.
I obviously we recorded the show last week. I wasn't here. I just listened to it yesterday, so it's like it just happened. So I can confirm that I've seen Grimlock for $35. The store that had it for 35, I went back to like a few days ago, and it was back up to 55, which was weird.
Yeah, it's back up to full price on the website, so I have a version of that mold, so I'm gonna let it go for now. If it goes back down to cheap, I'll probably grab one.
And especially since we have that listing that we're gonna get G2 Grimlock again in like 2025, which is almost certainly gonna be a blue one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm holding out for.
Yeah, I don't know how many leader class Grimlocks I actually need, and like each of the other options has its a minor points of appeal to me, the comic one and the 2G2 ones, so I'm just gonna have to make up my mind at some point. But Toxitron is pretty nice. Definitely, now that I've finally gotten the laser Optimus Prime mold, definitely is, step down from the original, because that is basically inevitable. But it kind of has that feel that I've mentioned about Commander Rodimus Prime, of like, we are taking this design and making it more complex because we can make it more complex. And I kind of would prefer they don't do that as often. But it looks great, which is kind of why I got it, because it's Toxitron, and I got it for that. So, and the fact that it does have functional storage for the weapons inside the trailers, nice.
Definitely a version of that mold to get.
Yeah, I don't think I really need another version of this mold having this. It's good, but yeah, one is enough on this one for me. And that is all the on topic stuff I got this week.
Chris, you got anything?
Well, why don't we let Matt go, since he just rejoined us? And
I'm always skipping Matt.
Well, to be fair, I was gone for like 10 minutes trying to reboot my internet.
Yeah.
But so I did finally get the Super 7,000 piece puzzle we were talking about several weeks back. It's
cool.
The Japanese movie poster. That finally came in at Big Bad Toy Store, so that's nice. And since I had to ship my pile of loot, well, didn't have to, but there were a couple. Everything was in, so I decided to ship my pile of loot. I went ahead and threw Legacy United Rescue Bots Chase in to ship, and I gotta tell you, he's really nice. I'm digging him. His transformation complexity is right at that sweet spot that I like. It's like Studio Series Hound, where it's not simple, but it's not difficult. You can fidget around with it for a couple minutes and figure it out for yourself, and I really, really appreciate that. He's a really good figure. That's all I've got on topic.
Cool. Chris?
Okay, so last week, I'm going to assume Thursday because it was after the show, I went to Walmart, and, a lot of the time it feels like it's just futile, a waste of time to walk over to the toy section and, see what Transformers there are, because
I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah, it's usually never any different, but I do it anyway because that is my way. It was the style of the time. But they actually did have something new there. I looked down and saw in the Studio Series spot some Gamer Edition Starscreams. Now, I have no interest in getting Gamer Edition Starscream because I think the 2013 Deluxe Fall of Cybertron Starscream in that mold family is the ideal representation of that design, and that's just a wonderful toy anyway. But I did remember that in the same assortment with that was a Junkion. So I rummaged around behind the two Starscreams they had, and lo and behold, I found Voyager, what's his name?
Scrap Heap.
Thank you. Yeah, Scrap Heap. So that came home with me. I think this is my favorite of the Voyager Junkions.
He's really good.
Yeah. Like in motorcycle mode, it feels much more solid to me than I remember Wreck-Gar or Junk Heap feeling. Plus, with the retooling on the legs, like it looks a lot more like it's more visually solid as a motorcycle. It doesn't just look like a contorting robot anymore, because there is actually like engine and exhaust detail on the legs now. The new front end for the motorcycle it's a little weird looking, but like it works for the Junkion aesthetic. And like Yeah, well, I think Matt, you were saying like the colors were a little bit less saturated than what you were expecting them to be.
Yeah, they're earthier than I was expecting.
Yeah, a little bit. Like apart from the yellow, which is similar to the like highlightery yellow that G-Axis had. Um, but like the colors work really well together. Like it's a really good visual presentation. All the new parts look and feel really nice. I think the transformation might be a little bit more difficult with the retooling they did to the chest piece, but like it's nothing that's like so difficult that you need to like look at the instructions to make sure that you're still doing it correctly. Like it all just kind of works the way you want it to. Once you figure out like how to get this past that. And I don't remember if the gun that it comes with is a new molded part or if that was reused from Junk Heap, but like I like the way that turned out too.
No, Junk Heap came with the axe that Brekgar came with.
Okay, yeah, so this is a new part then. And yeah, good design. It's mostly painted over. It's the tan plastic like on the bicep pieces, and they've like paint dipped it in actually really nice tone of medium gray that I appreciate a lot. It's basically the same color the tires are in. And yeah, just really good overall package. It's probably the best looking, best feeling Junkion of the set. Wreck-Gar I always thought should have had more saturated colors. Junk Heap was just kind of a little bit drab and good remolding on that, but it just didn't seem different enough. This one really like cements for me. They could keep swapping parts out on these, and if they do it to this extent every time, they could still do an army of Junkions off of this mold. Although I'm content for them to stop at this point also.
That's like I said last week when I was talking about it, they could do 3 more and I'd buy them.
Yeah,
For
but they
whatever
could also
reason,
just stop.
I thought Matt didn't like it, so I guess I got confused on that. So I just ordered it. So hopefully I'll have
No,
it.
it's a Junkion. I love it.
I thought it was one you didn't
Take a
like.
drink.
Oh, no, he's great.
Okay, well I have it. I'll have it on the way hopefully soonish.
Did you order it from Amazon?
It's out of temporarily out of stock, but that usually doesn't mean much. They'll probably get it in a couple days, and I'll have it like by next week.
When we were
probably.
recording There Goes My Money last night, one of the guys was saying that they've tried at least 2 times to order that from Amazon. They keep getting sent Gamer Edition Starscream instead.
Oh well, there you go.
So good luck with that. gifradio.net/Amazon.
Yeah, sweet, cool. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I bought animated Optimus Prime off of Amazon. I know Diecast
nice.
in last week's episode talked about how he really likes it. It's okay. Like I am not particularly impressed with it. I don't think it's bad. It's just okay.
Well, I should have that for next week's show, so hopefully I'll have a higher opinion of it.
Hopefully, like I just for whatever reason, like with Bulkhead, like G1ifying it, I thought worked for it.
Well, that was Prime Bulkhead though, not
Well,
animated.
okay, but it's still Prime. It's still not G1. Like okay, but I thought it worked for that. There's just like a joy missing from this. There's like some spark that's not there. It's not a bad toy, but I don't know. It just seems lacking something, some zest.
That's exactly how I felt about the Thrilling 30 Beast Wars molds, like that Rhinox and that Waspinator.
Yes, that's a great that Rhinox.
Yeah, there was no spirit to those toys.
Yeah,
and Rat Trap was just disaster.
It's like where third party used to be. Like you would have like this meticulously engineered toy that
had no soul.
That had no soul. Like and you know they got past a lot of third party companies groups got past that. There were some things were like amazing. That's sort of what I feel about this. It's I don't know.
I'll apply the same thing I said about those Beast Wars toys at the time. That's animated Optimus Prime color by numbers.
Yeah. Maybe if he had more character in like if his face had more character to it.
Or a battle mask.
No, I mean
because we know that exists.
Yeah,
we saw it last week.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I really appreciate with Legacy Animated Optimus that they leaned hard into the animated aesthetic. Like, I like that they didn't try to homogenize it into a, G1 or Generation Z look. They kept to what it started out as. But yeah, I mean, I like the way it looked, but there is obviously something missing to it.
Yeah. Like, I love animated. I love animated.
Best series.
It's one of the two best series, and
It's the best.
and I loved the toys. I was playing around with that gigantic one, the animated Optimus Prime. I forgot what the ones with the lights and sounds.
The transform and roll out.
Yeah, whatever it's called. I was playing with that a couple days ago as I was. Going
I
through
believe that's
toys.
convert and roll out these days, Don.
Yes.
I think, like Rollout Command Optimus Prime, I think is what it was.
There's just so much more character to the actual animated toys, though. It just conveys something that this doesn't. But it's not bad. It's certainly not bad. I don't regret getting it. Oh, and the big thing, though, I'm excited about this. I honestly wanted to talk about this last week, or the week before last, but I couldn't talk about it. And now that I say that, I can't find it. So,
that's fine. It's an audio podcast, Brian.
This is true. I wanted to describe it to you guys. So, do you guys remember? They still make them, but like in the 80s, they had those Bic pens that had like 4 colors.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to use those when I ran a photo lab.
Yeah, well, there's a Dollar Tree has a Transformers one that has like 8 colors or more.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I literally was fidgeting with it during the...
Oh, that's what you were holding and messing with when we were making fun of Don.
Yeah, and I don't know what I did with it, but it's kind of a crappy pen, I'll be honest. But I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's the novelty more than anything.
Novelty more than anything. Yeah. I've never actually used it as a pen. I've just used it to fidget with, and it does a pretty good job with that.
I mean, I've long kept clicky pens at hand as fidget objects, especially like in the years before the fidget spinner fad. But now I just have my fidget spinner from 2015 or whenever that was.
Yeah, I have a Bic 4-color one here with a pink barrel.
Yeah.
That I fidget with, but the Transformers one is so much better because it has more colors.
Yeah.
Let's jump to ham sandwiches. Remember, ham sandwiches are exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Matt, did you get any ham this week?
I did. I got 2 things. So off of my Amazon list, I got the Thunderbolts Omnibus Volume 3.
Is that Fabe
Nice.
Nick? Or is
It's the cover says Nicieza and Busaic on it, so I didn't know Kurt came back to the series.
I didn't either.
So, but this pretty much polishes off the initial run of Thunderbolts before they relaunched it in Dark Reign. So this covers everything up through Civil War to the end of the series. So,
I would stop reading it before Civil War.
yeah, but during the Dark Reign stuff, it got really good again.
Oh, okay.
For a brief period. And I also got my second Shokugan modeling project, Wand Tiger, so I can build a Kiba Dio now.
Oh, excellent.
Words that don't make sense to me. That sounds awesome.
Nor should they. And also, I forgot to mention last week, Chris and maybe Don will appreciate this, but when I got Daimugen, I forgot to mention that he came with a backdrop. That is the waterfall scene that shows up behind the Thunder Megazord for its finisher.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
A neat little touch.
That's cool.
And that's it for me for on topic.
Cool. Don,
Yeah, I got a couple of things.
you got a bunch of stuff in the pre-show you mentioned as well.
Yeah.
As a
But that,
reminder.
that's Patreon only content.
Well, so
Uh,
is
So
this.
is this.
Oh, that's right.
But
Sorry.
if you're listening to this and you haven't checked out our pre-show for this week's
Do it.
episode, yeah, go check out what else Don got at whatever thing in
GalaxyCon.
GalaxyCon, yeah.
Yeah. I had a Target gift card, and the Target where I found
Does it transform into Optimus Prime?
No, but it does.
Well, then it would be an on-topic thing, not a ham sandwich, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
that's true.
Well, yeah. But I'm ready. I'm ready for the 14th Gundam fight with Shining Gundam.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
And I got another of the Space Usagi because I have not seen him since I bought the initial one about 5 months ago. So I figured having a second for him on display, or just because he looks good, or if something breaks, since these things aren't impossible to find. So I got those because I had the gift card, which knocked it down to a pretty good price. From Mattel Creations, I picked up, I get the box open, Snout Spout for their
nice.
Masterverse series line.
Oh, I'm like, I didn't get that, but it's Masterverse and it's not Origins, so like, yeah.
Right. And I don't want the Origin stuff. That's why I'm hoping the Turtles of Grayskull get the Masterverse treatment. But he's got movable airs, segmented trunk. He's got a water blast effect, and he comes with axis. So I thought that would look pretty cool next to barbecue, and just have a kind of multi-dimensional firefighting brigade. So I got that.
I thought you were going to say you got the Origins Rock On, so I could say I got that too, like a few weeks ago, and
No,
it's never been
no.
opened.
Picked this. This came today. I just opened it up. It's the McFarlane Parallax from their Signature Series line. The only other Parallax figure I've got is the 5 POA version from the 90s that he'll stand if he's exactly in one particular spot and you never breathe on him.
Why do you have more than one figure of Parallax?
I had
Well-
the figure Don's talking about. I know what he's talking about. I had
Yeah,
it.
I'm trying to remember what the line was. It was Total Justice or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Yeah.
a big Parallax fan, but it is a good looking figure. And I do want to put it on my eventual Green Lantern shelf. It's just, I'm not a Hal Jordan fan by any stretch of the
He'll
means.
just kill everyone else on the shelf, Don.
Yes.
Not if he's in the box. Maybe the box will stop him. And the last thing I got this week on off topic but related is I got my Vamp.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to opening him up, putting him on
That's a
display.
big box.
It is. Clutch looks great in packaging. Got a lot of accessories, gas cans, axe.
I'm a
Very
big fan
axe
of
heavy this week.
Gas cans. I forgot about those.
Yeah. A couple of helmet styles, a shovel, a pistol, a wrench, a rifle. I have seen a few reports about these tires coming on the wrong wheel. So they have to be popped off and put back on if you want it to be as accurate as possible.
I mean, it's a good idea to rotate your tires occasionally anyway.
Yeah, but not right out of the box. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
I put all of my classified figures into bins and put them into storage this week, including my Hiss. I put it. There's nothing sitting on top of it. It's the very topmost bin. I can stack them 7 high in the storage unit.
You've got 7 hisses?
No, I've got. I can stack 7 bins high, and I have like 50 of those bins in there. And it's the topmost one, so there's going to be nothing pressing down on it. But I'm hoping it doesn't melt or something in the heat. So. But yeah, Vamp is going to go into storage as soon as I get it. I'm not even going to open it. Rob?
Yeah, I got actually got quite a bit of stuff off topic this week. I just got a box from Suragaya. I got the latest issue of Gundam Ace, which I haven't looked at yet. Got the latest Fate Grand Order art book because being able to get like this phone game has run for like 7-8 years now and generated 14 art books in the main art book series, and being able to get those and they're like 300 pages a piece, so it's like being able to get those for less than $20 a piece has been very nice. Got those. Just got a couple of art books on whim and had something kind of interesting happen. They had a couple of art books from the series Tiger and Bunny, which I read the manga a long time ago, but I've always enjoyed the artwork of the character designer for that, Masakazu Katsura, a friend of Akira Toriyama's, did a bunch of different manga in the 90s in particular. So I ordered one which was like $3, and then the first volume they had the standard edition for like $3 and the deluxe edition for $7. So I went ahead and I ordered the deluxe edition, and what I get is a fairly large cardboard box. And so I open this up, and not only do I have the first art book, but I apparently have an SH Figure Arts Wild Tiger now.
Well, okay
for,
then.
for $7. So, that I find this very hard to argue with. But besides that, the other art book I wound up with, I saw a picture of it the other day when I was buying something else on another store, and I just ran to Amazon and bought this. It is a book published by Viz called A Tribute to Star Wars, and it is a bunch of Japanese artists doing Star Wars illustrations, and the cover is just a gorgeous painting of Darth Vader by the character designer for Mobile Suit Gundam. So yeah, it's a really nice piece. It's a really nice book, and I'm really happy I got that. So yeah, a lot of books this week, and not a lot of off-topic toys this time.
Cool.
Well, do better next week.
Be better. Chris,
I'd have had another box. I'd have had another box full of hobby magazines if the Postal Service could actually like deliver things. Apparently yesterday they just said no access to property, so they were unable to locate my front door.
I get that a lot.
Which is your front door, which is what, 15 feet from the road?
Yes, with no fence.
Yeah.
I love buying old magazines. I love reading through them.
Yeah, I have like a couple of issues from Hobby Japan, one from the 80s, one from the 70s, and like a bunch of that Bandai Model magazine I talked about a few weeks ago. And yeah, if the post office ever gets them to me, I will probably talk about them on here, whatever week that happens.
So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, and it's a magazine, but it's not really a magazine in the sense that I'm meaning. Because when I think of magazine, I'm thinking news and things like that. But I have the first issue of Mad magazine. Not the first issue of Mad, but the first issue in the magazine format.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's missing the cover, but otherwise it's pristine. I got it for like $10. So like just for the age of it and everything, it's like one of my favorite possessions. But yeah, it's first issue of Mad in a magazine format. Chris.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, sweet. Well,
my dad had like all the Mad magazines as a kid, and my brother and I read them to shreds. He took really good care of his magazines. We did not.
Oh, I think I have scans of most of, at least the classic stuff. I think I do.
Yeah, there was a trend in like the late 90s of like putting out like massive magazine collections on CD-ROM. Like they're kind of expensive last I looked, but you can find like every issue of Fantastic Four, every issue of Spider-Man up to that point, every issue of Mad on a CD-ROM set if you look.
Okay, cool. I did buy an official release of every this is the off-topic portion, so I can say what I want to.
Yeah.
I did buy an official release of like every single licensed Star Trek comic up through like the DC run at least.
Oh, cool. I didn't know they did that one. But yeah, the things I'm talking about are actually official releases too, just for the record.
Yeah, oh, cool. So I've got an official release of Mad. That the format of it was horrible. Like there was like an EXE attached to it, and the scans were like really low quality. But the Star Trek stuff I have was pretty awesome, and they save as PDFs, so I don't have to like stick the disc back in to view the content. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay. Want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons get an ad-free version of RFC and an ad-free version of There Goes My Money, and if we post any other podcasts. You get it the day early, the day before. Well, you get it the day before, whether that's 24 hours or not. But you get it the day before. At a higher bit rate, a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. If there's like a major reason to edit RFC, you'll get the unedited version. You get There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money. And that's recorded twice a month. The newest episode was posted last week and went to the public feed this week. So, or today. So, if you want to get it a week early, certainly sign up. Touched patrons get to be on There Goes My Money. I don't know why more people don't take advantage of that. We have more touched patrons than are on the podcast. Like that, if if I were a Touch patron, I would certainly take advantage of that. So
Yeah.
Uh,
You-
it-
Then
But-
remember, you don't have to be on every episode. You can, come and go, basically. Just, let us know when you want to be on. We'll make it happen.
like I don't remember the last time Kevin was on anything, but like
Mhm.
Or Boomer.
Some people just enjoy listening.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
fine too.
I want to thank our Touch patrons because they get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. The aforementioned Kevin Dorsey. Kevin, I'm glad to hear about your blood sugar. Just saying. Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Sresevich, Hector Bones, Joey Russell, who hopefully I'll be able to hang out with this weekend, Mike Armstrong, Rabbits, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, who I also will hopefully be able to hang out with this weekend, Sean Williamson, and Spider Bob, who I will not be hanging out with this weekend because he's not coming to Atlanta.
Oh.
Spider Bob. You got to make that drive, man. It'd probably be like 8 hours or 10 hours for you. But, but yeah, so patreon.com/TFradio. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. We have content going back to the 1990s.
Barely, but yeah, it counts.
Barely, yeah. And I'm a firm believer that 2000 also counts as the 1990s because it's the last year. The 0 is the last year of the decade. And the first year of the decade is the 1. So if you count that, it's a little more.
That is mathematically correct, yes.
Yes.
Much like how computer data storage sizes are advertised, there's a difference between mathematically correct and what's good for the advertising.
Yes. Exactly. So, but you can find all that stuff there. You can find Rob Springer not here. Robo Rob Springer on Twitter, Zone at zonebase.org and at zonebase.bsky.social. John DeLuna not here. He is at that John D everywhere. Diecast not here. He is at Diecast2 on Twitter and diecast2.bsky.social on Blue Sky and at RSC Reviews on Facebook and tfradio.net/reviews. I am at briankilby.com. I have not posted a Happy Daily recently. I've recorded 3 or 4. I haven't had a chance to post them. And honestly, I just re-recorded the same episode like 3 or 4 times, so because I now record that mostly on my phone. So I don't know if I may just re-record it again. I don't know. You can find all that at briankilby.com, and I'm on Blue Sky at kilby.bsky.social. Donald Ferguson, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EBR. I can also be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EBR.bluesky.social.
Bsky.social.
Oh, Blue Sky, thank you. Sorry, I'm still trying to remember that. I can also have a wish list at tfradio.net/Don list as well.
And I don't think I've accidentally stuck anything on your Don list recently, Don. But
No, I checked the other day. It's still relatively sane.
Okay.
Remember he did say accidentally. That does not rule out him doing it on purpose.
Well, on my list of wish lists, because I am Don's manager of his wish list, Don list comes first for some reason. It's not alphabetically the first one. I don't know why it is, but it's the first one there. Matt.
Melbar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Rob.
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. I am on YouTube every day at youtube.com/flailthroughs doing a video from Gundam Battle Operation 2. This past weekend, I got to be part of a GBO2 creators tournament. Basically, we all got together, played a bunch of games, had a fun time. I posted a highlight from that the other day with links to the various other streams and things. So if you want to see at least one round where I actually played really well, that is one of the best rounds I've actually played in a long time. GBO2 updates every Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I post the details of the update on my channel Thursday mornings, frequently with test drives of the new mobile suit if possible. If you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. And also, I do have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/claylist.
Cool. Chris.
Chris RTXV on Blue Sky, playwithphotography.com for the things they've done on the internet. My Amazon wish list is at tfradio.net/chrislist. So you can do, double duty, sending me something nice and also giving a little bit back to the show through the Amazon affiliate program. You can also find me in our Discord, tfradio.net/discord. I'm in there chatting a great deal of the time. And of course, we, follow along with our Discord and interact with them during our live recordings every Wednesday. So definitely come hang out with us all throughout the week. But if you want to, have a little bit of a inside track on the show as we're recording it, come and join us Wednesday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Very cool. Okay. We will see you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Don,
Recording
your
stopped.
voice. Are you losing your voice?
I think so a little bit. I just need some hot coffee or something.
Hot coffee in the Grand Theft Auto sense or hot coffee in the hot coffee sense?
I mean,
hot
he could
coffee.
have both.
Could have both. He's married.
Yeah.
I mean, hot coffee and there's K-cups in there.
Why don't you just honestly, why don't you just open them up and snort it? I'm not advocating for that.
No,
I don't think that would help his throat much.
Our
No,
friend Richard gave us some of the Newman's Own organic coffee, and that is so strong. I opened up 2 of the K cups, put it in a filter, and made 12 cups of coffee with it.
Dang.
And that's the only way you could get by with drinking.
That's amazing. I love
so
hearing
two K cups made 12 cups of coffee.
I don't see how that's possible.
It's that strong. I mean,
Depends on how strong you like your coffee, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was formed on a neutron star, it sounds like.
That's some dense coffee.
That's some dense coffee.
yeah. Yeah. So that was.
Yeah. People watching live, I'm going to end the stream because I'm going to.
Good night, everybody.
So let me figure out how to do that real quick. Okay, I'm going to do it. Goodbye, Twitch.
If the Red Green Show was still running, they'd figure out how to put a K cup and a coffee maker in a K car.
Yeah.
And YouTube, you're going to be gone in a second. In stream. Bye, people. Damn it. Close. Okay.